Alright guys, so we're back again here today with another video. I have a bunch of vacuums I have yet to make videos on, but we are going to start out with this one, which is pretty much a birthday gift to myself. I'm gonna try to show everything what I can in one take, since this is a one take sort of video. Anyway, what we have here today is something pretty special, considering that I don't really have many Bravo style machines in my collection, even though I'd really like to. This is something here that I have wanted for quite a bit. To whoever the bidder was who lost, and this is my first bid, by the way, so I kind of spent over what I should have paid for it, but it was a Christmas gift and I decided what not a better way to have one of these than to have something new old stock. Now of course it doesn't have its original box. That's because it was a display vacuum. It sat on display for most of its life in a vacuum shop, but that's about to change and it's about to be put used to. So to whoever was the bidder that did lose, I can reassure you that this is going to a good home at least, and is going to be maintained pretty frequently if it does get used often. So what we're looking at here is a Eureka the Boss Lite. Can't remember the exact model. I think it's 7607, but we're gonna 7607? I don't know, we're gonna find out. But I have all my tools here, and I was gonna look for a ceramic coating, but I did not. I guess those were pretty spendy, but I went with the good old UV protectant for it, so that's pretty good, I guess. So I guess we're going to start off with removing this stuff here. The seller is very good about packaging things, as I can see, and yes, this is new old stock. It's been powered on, I think, like, what was it, like once, twice? Probably going to be the third time it's powered on. However, though, I am not going to be running it tonight because, of course, these things are very loud, but regardless. One thing I am hoping for is that all the screws are with it, and I'm pretty sure they are, but there have been times to where people have not really received screws with machines. But I'm pretty sure they're there. So here it is. As you can see, this is new old stock. It has never seen a speck of dirt in its life. I'm not even really trying to get any dog hair on it. This rug is a lot more dirtier than it seems, so I'm going to set that there. So there's the main upper body. I know in this also is the bag. Let's get the bag out. Here it is. Now I could probably take a lint roller to this or something, and seems to have its bag in here, although it is kind of, how do you say, a little aged, but it was packed away, and yes, all the screws are for the machine are in here, so that is good. So it's here. So join me on this journey as I kind of unbox it and do everything that I need to do. So, and usually when I buy machines on eBay, I like to make sure that they're new old stock. I'm really not a fan of buying anything used, unless if it's pretty good condition, but you know. So here we have the handle for it. As you can see, has a really nice handle that these machines have had. It's a little bit marked up because, you know, the screws getting, you know, having to be get out, and of course, it's a bit discolored, but yeah, a little bit of markup from, I guess, taking the screws out, or, oh, sorry, that's not where screws go in. It seems to be a couple of clips that hold the handle on. So I guess that we can start with putting this handle on here, I believe, like so. Time for the main meat and potatoes of this vacuum. is this right here, which is the housing for it, the base of it. So if it's a 90s Eureka Elite style machine, I gotta have it. Now it is a bit discolored because of course it sat on display for most of its life, so you know it, but it is new old stock for the most part, rest assured. So let's see here, let's see. Yes, so that's what it looks like right then and there. So I'm just gonna throw all this stuff to the side, and this video may be cut into several sections till I get it just how I want it, but it does come complete, so that is good. Has all of its attachments, everything. So have that out of the way here. And it does come with all of the attachments. Here is the hose for it. I'm just going to set that over there. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So these are the two attachments it has right here. This is just the crevice tool and crevice tool wand. Dusting brush combo. So here's the bag yet again. Has this piece of tape on it that we can just take off and discard. And let's get this Eureka assembled here. First thing we're going to have to do is unzip the bag. Now there is a residue around here, because, you know, of course it's aged. Not so much the bumper, but definitely around this gasket. And it hasn't seen a speck of dirt. It isn't dirty at all. So, this gasket is oozing some sort of residue that comes from the oils as it sits. So, I'll just wipe that off. So, got that, I guess, wiped off for the most part. Now, I shall put this on, and then I do believe that 2 screws do go into there. So it is a lot like an Elite, because there's a plug-in and then the 2 prongs plug into there, which disconnects the cable from the main motor housing. Just snaps in there like that, and that is one step away out of 3 steps from being assembled. So we're Alright, so this is how it's supposed to go on. Realistically, I should have done this first, but I've never assembled one of these machines new, so obviously I'm going to run into some issues. It's a learning experience, I guess. So, okay, so I had to skip a lot of parts here, because to my surprise, I thought that the screws in here were just going to be regular Phillips, but Eureka at this time always loved to use Torx bits. I don't know what their obsession was with them, but I'm going to be right back. I'm going to grab the correct tool, because I noticed that I thought it wasn't going in, only to find out, oh, it's a Torx bit. So I'm going to be right back. I'll grab that tool, and then we will actually make progress. Put that on there. That's pushed up, and that's pushed up. Okay. That has to be the accurate way. So, have that in there now. Now, all that is left, we have to take these things out, which once the handle's on, they just push in just like so. Why isn't that going in? I don't want to have to break anything. That's that. That is in. That handle is tight. Now we just wrap up this cord here. Anyway, which way doesn't matter. Before that, no, it doesn't matter. Well, actually it does, because we'll make it a bit easier on me. Get this dusting brush, and I think this dusting brush was carried on to a lot of machines in the 2000s from Eureka, so this will just slide in here, I think, just like that. This then will go, what, like here? I believe so. Yeah, I'm going like right there. Wait a second, no. That is actually probably going to go... It's odd. I can see also too on this hose that they recycled some of the parts from the Eureka canisters of that time too. So it's a pretty cool touch they put on the upright hoses. Has some hair on it, but don't worry, that will all be gone by the time I shoot the next bit. And I guess okay, so it goes in like that. This up through here. This around here, and that's, I guess, like that. There. And this will go down here like so. And I guess that's just how it goes on. It's pretty loose in there, but guess that's how it works, I guess. So anyway, there we have it, guys. We're gonna get this wrapped up, and we are going to give it a quick polish, and that way it's protected right off the bat from any scratches or what have you. Before, I probably should have looked. I don't know if these still carry over the date clock, but if they do, I'll have to see exactly what date this is. I'm led to believe it's somewhere between like 2004 or something. That. Let's make sure that we clean up this machine really well. Get around everything. Has a 10 amp motor, the same amp motor that my Bravo has, that I have yet to get to. And the rest of my other collection, but boy, will I have a lot of projects for me to work on then. Shit, I have a lot of projects to work on now, so I better get them done. But anyway, let's make sure we get the release latch But essentially, this piece of foam would have went right in this slot, like right here, and you would pull it out, and it looked like a filter, but it's not a filter. But I guess it muffles the machine a bit. And to me, it honestly looks like a piece of last-ditch sound editing, or sound deadening. And there's the belt in it. And I can already see the dead spot in it. And basically, we're just going to go from there. We're going to put back on the plate. We gave it a good polish, and probably should lint roll the bag. Alright guys, well, that does it for this segment of the video. I also have liked how a lot taller these machines are compared to the Elites. They're a lot taller, and kind of makes it a bit more easier to use. It feels better in the hands almost too. Really feel like you're using a good vacuum when you use these. But anyway, welcome to this segment. I hope y'all enjoyed this bit, and then we're going to move on to the next bit, which is probably going to be at a later date. I do not know when, but that will showcase putting in a new bag and belt, and pretty much getting this thing on its road to be used. Okay, so I believe I am at that point to where I am running out of storage space. We're going to see how far that we can get. So I ended up getting a new bag for this machine. So that means we could take the old one out. Just because I'm worried about this one tearing. In fact, I think it already kind of has. So I'm just going to pull this thing out like so. And I don't know, I could probably keep this as a souvenir. Now, I did kind of power it on and tried it on the carpet, but to no avail. But this is going to be the official use of this thing. All I had is these standard EnviroCare bags for it. So we're just going to pop these in real quick. These are a bit better than your standard paper bags. They do got a liner in them. They got a thing that you can cover up. After I take out the bag, you can cover up the hole and everything. So that's pretty good. So that's nice and in there. Brand new bag. And now we're gonna move on to the belt. Still recording on this. These plates are a pain to get off. What I found kind of helps with these is not doing it directly, but kind of prying outward at the side. Or maybe that's just how you're supposed to do it. Is stick it in the side, turn it, and pry outward. There's a comparison. The obviously old belt's the outside, new one's the inside. Now here comes the tricky part. It's getting the new one on. Okay. And she is ready for the maiden voyage. So, without further ado, I'm gonna run it a little bit, and I'm gonna have to end up cleaning up the rest of the house because it is quite dirty. And of course, we'll be using this. So, without further ado, here is the Eureka the Boss Lite, new old stock. screamer, but of course works great. That's how you know it's a good vacuum, is when it's unbearably loud. And since this is new, I was actually going to do this when I first got it out of the box, kind of see how strong the suction is. Of course, I don't have a working vacuum gauge, but we're just going to kind of show you the suction from here and show you how strong it is. And of course, hold on a second. So, for being a brand new, I don't know if you could see that or not, it didn't even clean up the wrapper all the way. But yeah, for being a brand new Eureka the Boss, it actually has quite strong suction. So, if any of you were wondering that, when these were new, these had quite good hose suction. But anyway, there's that. I don't think there's anything else much I can show you other than that it does work, but I will be showing it in some later videos, I guess, depending on how the week is. I don't know, but still have a lot of other vacuums I gotta do videos on anyway, so it goes without being said. Obviously, I know y'all are waiting to see a few more vacuums, so. But anyway, that concludes this video for this crown jewel of a vacuum. Anyway, thank you all for watching this video. I'll see you in the next video. I hope that you all enjoyed this. Peace out.